This is all wrong.
This is sweetest anti-climate change alarmist, activist, Greta Thunberg. She's right!
I shouldn't be up here.
Notwithstanding the fact that we already don't pay much attention to this extraterrestrial fetal alcohol potato, it should be noted, in defense of the incoming dookie nukes I am about to enola gay on this Euro toddler, that I, and quite a large proportion of yourselves, have suspected for some time that if we were somehow able to target this space tuber with the metaphorical Hubble telescope of skepticism, we might see, behind this slowly orbiting moron, the plottings and sinister machinations of left-wing adults. We have known for more than a while that a strange and possibly retarded subgroup of sweetest Annie usurpers took a good hard look at their country several years ago and concluded that it could be significantly improved with an exponential increase in grenade attacks. And the sweetest Annie government, the first feminist government in the history of clown world, their words, decided to showcase their flower power and flex their iron ovaries by kneeling before Iranian President Rouhani in Europe in overcoats and hijabs, leaving but their front holes for the mandatory intake of masculine dominance. Gee, haha. Duh.
How dare you?
But, while we've suspected there was substantial and nefarious financial backing for this artificially amplified version of that one special sorostitude who likes to file false rape accusations between treatments for genital herpes, it turns out it wasn't just a bloated globalist government entity force-feeding Greta down the throats of the otherwise upstanding peoples of the modern era. I mean, it was that too, but many, myself included, likewise looked at the parents Thunberg, complete professional failures and supporters of terrorist cult Antifa, oops I said the same thing twice, and wondered whether they too were sacrificing their precious young spud on the altar of Moloch for the sake of personal gain and glory. Specifically, we wondered whether the triple distilled child from the 190 proof womb was yet another example of the classic primate behavior of agonistic buffering, which is when a beta cuck snatches up an infant to prevent a righteous kicking from an alpha that doesn't want a child to catch an accidental haymaker. You see, not only have Greta's parents and handlers, so handlers, cannibalized her youth and future for their own masturbatory fantasies, they've also weaponized our own decency against us, turning our unwillingness to call it like it is into a billion-dollar scam. Many of us hesitated to criticize the odious Thunderbrat, even when she burned more fossil fuel than a Chinese Nike factory on her world lecture tour, or exploited more children than a Chinese Nike factory on her rich white girl train venture across Europe, or even when she just blatantly f***ing lied about having to sit on the floor of said train when she really had a first-class cabin. That was a personal favorite. The pushback is, and always has been, damn it man, you can't criticize this tiny lovable spurg, she's just a kid. And yet, we wondered, if her thoughts and actions were her own, why exactly was it that she never quite seemed able to articulate any original propaganda when she was put on the spot?
What kind of message would you send by doing this to world leaders? And also kind of ask you, do you think it's about time that President Trump would respond to what you have said today?
I think... I'm sorry, what was the first question?
What's the message you would like to send to our leaders by doing what you are doing?
I think what we want to send is... The message we want to send is to say that we have had enough. And anyone else wants to ask that question? I can't speak on behalf of everyone.
Anyone wants to answer about the message to world leaders?
What about President Trump? He's here today. Do you think he should respond in any way?
I think maybe you should give some questions to the others as well.
Nailed it!
I should be back in school.
And then, on January 13th, 2020, all of this was suddenly and forever settled when the ineffable jolly prankster that runs the universe just sorta waltzed in with the hot spicy fist of mimetic absolution. Quote, Wired magazine reports that, for several hours last Thursday night, a bad code update erroneously allowed Facebook users to see exactly which accounts were posting to Facebook pages. For example, celebrities, politicians, businesses, and blogs often open a Facebook page that isn't tied to an individual profile. The accounts behind those pages are anonymous unless a page owner opts to make the admins public. But a bug that was live from Thursday evening until Friday morning allowed anyone to easily reveal the accounts running a page, essentially doxing anyone who posted to one. Which is both hilarious and probably why a Facebook glitch looks like it's going to do exactly what it's going to do. End Greta Thunberg's career.
Here at Career Resume Consulting, we're a full-service executive career firm, and one of the programs we offer is an unlimited interviewing and negotiation coaching program. We give you hours of advanced interviewing techniques, and then we also coach you prior to every single conversation you have in every hiring process until you start your next job. But when I first met John, his interviewing skills were rough.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years, John? Oh, probably thinking about that one time 5 years ago where I got asked the stupidest question I've ever heard in my entire life.
Looks like you had your work cut out for you.
We did. We worked one-on-one with John through multiple hiring processes until he was offered his perfect job, and I was even able to negotiate a few perks.
You know, a lot of people make the mistake of thinking if a monster's only be dangerous if it's really big. We got one of those kind of insidious type monsters there over my shoulder there, if you can see it in them trees, and it's pretty small, but it's kind of like a, I don't know, rat or something. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna fight it.
How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood.
Busted! Facebook bug reveals Greta Thunberg's posts are written by her father. Quote, "The edit histories of anonymous Facebook pages contain the names and profile pictures of everyone who added to a particular page. Because this problem wasn't fixed for many hours, eventually some users discovered they had access to this otherwise unavailable information. It didn't take long before screenshots of the edit histories of popular pages made their way to several social media sites. The edit history for Greta Thunberg's page shows that the content has actually been written by her father, Svante Thunberg, and Adarsh Prathap, a climate activist in India who serves as a delegate at the UN's climate change organization. Greta Incorporated, still claiming that Greta, rather than her father or Prathap, has written the content, posted a message on Facebook on Saturday. Some people have been asking who manages this page. First of all, since last spring, I only use Facebook to repost what I write on my Twitter and Instagram accounts. Since I have chosen not to be on Facebook personally, I tried early on but decided it wasn't for me. I use my father Svante's account to repost content because you need an account to moderate a Facebook page. The rest that is shared on Facebook is reposted from Twitter and Instagram by the guy who founded the Greta Thunberg Facebook page long before I knew it existed. His name is Adarsh Prathap and he lives in India. Since a lot of people thought it was my official page in the beginning, I asked if I could co-manage it and he said yes. All text posted on my Facebook page has of course been written by me, just like everything else.
Anyone else wants to answer that question? I can't speak on behalf of everyone.
Anyone wants to answer about the message to world leaders?
That's it for today. If you enjoyed this content, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to see more of it, consider supporting this channel through monthly or one-time donations, or by purchasing a shirt, mug, or the world's only album of original meme music, Feels Good Man, all of which can be done at johnwardcinematics.com. January and February are the two biggest hiring months of the year. When it gets cold, the job market heats up, so CRC founder and CEO Tammy Kabell has designed a world champion resume template that tells you what to put where when you're creating a resume. This is a format that has been proven to get 3 to 4 times the response rate than the traditional resume that liberals are using, so use the link in the description to pick up your own copy, or Bernie Sanders will kill you. And, as always, thank you for watching. I'm John Ward, and until next time, remember, you're a world champion. Don't let your memes be dreams. She said,
and that ain't normal. There's something odd in that, but maybe that's what it takes to make you feel like you're connected to somebody. I don't know. But I know when that redhead starts getting kooky, that something about me feels alive inside. I'm digging talking with you. You're a really enlightened cat, and I like that about you. I think you're a special, special man. Okay. Come in for the real thing. Get in here for the real thing. I love you. You're a sweet man.
inside her eyes, the lager. Don't wanna die, so I fly, but I leave a Snickers for the beast. 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 Beast, beast, eat your Snickers. She said, I'm a liberal man.